Hunt Showdown is a PvE vs PvP monster hunting survival game. Set in the 1800s South United States, you are tasked with tracking a bounty, finding that bounty, and leaving the island alive. I know that this is a long title, but that's what this game is, and it nails it. The best way to describe it is if PUBG and Resident Evil had a child. If that sounds foreign to you, good. I don't think this has ever been done before. Spawning into the City of Doom, you are faced with overwhelming odds that you will not come out alive. The goal of the game is simple. Find clues. These clues lead you to a mini-boss that you must defeat and collect his bounty, all while protecting yourself from 4 other teams that are trying to do the exact same thing. It's intense, it's exhilarating, and most of all, it's fun. Dropping into what seems to be hell on earth in the 1800s, do you have what it takes to make it out alive? This is my review of the alpha of Hunt Showdown. You start in the middle of nowhere in the backwoods of some southern United state. Having no idea where you are, you look around and the game is beautiful. Lush foliage expanding as far as the eye can see, your teammate looking at you with fear in his eyes. You almost become lost on how beautiful this game actually is. And then you start to hear it. The sounds, the people shambling along their crooked paths in the distance, the wretched screams coming from somewhere that you yet cannot see. If games could have a smell, the smell of rotting flesh would tickle your nose on the warm wind blowing past you, and you realize that something is wrong. Something is very, very wrong. This is the beauty of Hunt Showdown. The atmosphere it sets is beyond what most games even attempt anymore. You are ferociously scared from the moment you get in. The lush green trees and grass move with the wind. It's one of the best games I have ever seen. As you start to move and get a lay of the land, you finally get an idea of how large this map actually is, and the amount of detail they put into even the smallest piece of art is amazing. Hunt Showdown is made from the company that made Crysis. If you don't know what Crysis is, it's a company that made a game so advanced for its time that very few PCs could actually run it. And if you could, you were considered a god amongst men, because you were allowed to witness the beauty of that game. With interactive environments and things never done before within a first-person shooter, Crysis was truly a game before its time. You have that sense of scope and scale when you first load into your first game of Hunt Showdown. The possibilities of all the things that can happen to you in this wooded arena of death are immense and unfathomable. You may be running from rabid dogs only to hide in a building, and when you turn around, the boss is staring into your soul, spittle running down his lip as you say your prayers and accept your fate. Hunt Showdown immerses you into their world. They tell a story each and every time, and each and every time it's different. Yes, you will need a top-of-the-line PC to play this game on max settings. However, not once did anything happen that made the game unplayable, and for an alpha with this scope and scale, this game when released will be gloriously dark. There is permadeath in this game. With the gaming industry catering more and more towards the casual gamer, this is a very nice change of pace, no matter how annoying it may actually be. On the menu screen, you get to choose between 4 hunters, each with their own personal loadout, attributes, and tools that they can bring into the field. You and a friend will load into a random area and begin looking for clues to where the bounty may lie. You press E and enter Shadow Sight, where you can track your clues as they glow bright blue on the map, and I have a sneaking suspicion that this is going to do more later down the line. After finding 3 clues on the map, the boss area becomes highlighted, and you attempt to make your way over. I say attempt because you never know what you're going to run into. NPCs hurt a lot, you do not have much health, and you never know who or what may be stalking you. After every match, depending on how well you do, or even if you make it out alive, you will be rewarded for what you have accomplished, earning new weapons and special perks for your hunters the longer they have stayed alive. We will get into the progression system a little bit more down the line, but this game has it in spades. In this alpha, everything eventually can become unlocked. When you start, you have a choice of 2 hunters, however. One is a long-range marksman with an old Winfield rifle that is decent at medium to long range. He also has a few other tricks up his sleeve, basically like any other soldier class from any other game. The second hunter usually has a brute force kind of feel to it. He uses a shotgun that is very damaging to PvE monsters, but unless he can flank the enemy, he's not the best for the PvP part of the game. Shotgun damage falls off hard, but that's your choice. Do you want to fight your way through the rest of the teams so you can carefully and slowly kill the bounty to claim it for yourself? Or do you wish to get all the clues as fast as possible and brute force your way through the boss fight and pick off any stragglers that dare confront you in close quarters? With more and more playtime under your belt, more things become unlocked, and any which way you may want to play becomes available. Hunting and finding clues is easy and fluid, as it's only a means to an end. If you're lucky, you may not even find the clues, as you accidentally stumble onto the boss while looking for ammo or health. Either way, it's fun. A race against the clock and other players to find things as fast as possible and track your target. It's your choice how you want to play this game, and that's something gaming nowadays is severely missing. I can't add every nuanced thing that is in this game. It's kind of more of an experience that you have to witness for yourself to get the full understanding. As the alpha stands right now, you have two options of missions, with two different bosses in each one. One is a butcher, a gigantic raging madman with a hook for a hand and shoots fire at will. A definite madman, who will chase you down and murder you if given the chance. The second is the spider, who is the polar opposite of the butcher and in my opinion, much harder. It's as quick as anything you have ever seen, jabbing at you and wearing you down with corrosive venom attacks. This is where the game shines. This is where the magic happens. Fighting this huge mini-boss, never knowing who or what is lurking in the shadows. And speaking of shadows, that is one thing at this moment in time I have a little gripe with. The darkness in the night missions is intense. You cannot see anything, period. And although the game does give you a flashlight you can equip, it's nothing spectacular, as we are in the 1800s. And it instantly gives away your position to any other hunter who may be chasing you. If the game ran at full speed and full frames, this wouldn't be too bad, but in the alpha you never know what may appear right in front of you as your frames decide to catch up. However, some people like this. People have called it the real mode, where everything is 10 times harder to see, to track, and to kill. And maybe they're right, but as of now, for my taste, I think it brings it a bit too far. That doesn't mean you may not like it, but it's just not for me. Perhaps down the line, when the frame rate stabilizes and everyone knows what they're doing, the dark mode may just be the real game mode. The player versus player aspect of this game definitely could use some tweaking. The game wants you to take your time with every shot, as the reload speed for every gun is painfully slow and most times deadly. It can be clunky and almost feel unresponsive at times, but again, this is forgivable as it is in alpha. I have talked to a few founders of this game and they say Crytek has made strides in what the original dev build of the game was. There is nothing wrong with the PvP aspect of the game, it just needs some tweaking. It is hard to put into words, but something just feels off. Not bad in any means, just off. The camouflage in this game is intense. The old raggedy clothes on top of all the bushes and weeds that are all over the map make blending in pretty easy to do. You're better off waiting, biding your time, trying to line up that one perfect shot, because if you miss, you may not get another. Gone are the days of the frantic bunny hopping shotgun battles and Twitch reactions. In this game, slow and careful will net you the win, because one mistake, just one, and it's all downhill from there. Hunt Showdown does PvP differently due to the NPCs that are roaming around the map. If you get followed by an enemy, you may just have to take him out, along with the 4 zombies he has trailing behind him. Sometimes, you don't even need to make the final blow to get you the kill. The zombies will take care of that for you. The game definitely needs some tweaking in reaction time and accuracy and things like that. You want to be rewarded for taking your time and making that shot, not the bullet randomly missing your opponent. You need the reaction time to maybe up it a little bit so you feel a little better about doing what you're doing. But it is an alpha, and if this is any indication of what the gameplay will be during full release, it shows a lot of promise. The sound design is the best I've heard in years. The moaning, the screaming, the general hysteria and madness that is present throughout the entire game is spine-chilling. In each point of interest on the map, there are sounds that shake something in your core. Literally, you may think that someone may be hurt, and you want to run as far away as you can. The breathing, the moaning, the howls are all just par for the course as you traverse your way across the wilderness. It's again, something you may have to experience. Hunt has all the battleground tropes as well. Hearing someone's footsteps, reloading, hearing gunshots from kilometers away, all to give you an idea where there may be another team on the other side of the field. Also, this game has a few mechanics that are different than most battleground games. They have birds, number one, that if you get close to, squawk and fly away, and I swear it's the loudest thing you've ever heard. It instantly can give away your position, and if the enemy team knows what they are doing, you will be taken out quickly. Another interesting aspect is in almost every point of interest on the map, they have dog cages with these roving packs of dogs, and as soon as you enter the area, they start barking and growling and giving away your position again. This brings something new to your typical Battlegrounds game. You actually have to think of your terrain as a possible enemy. This is new, it's refreshing, and it's rewarding when you do it correctly. It adds another level to strategy and another level for you to win. This game does not lack progression of any kind. Every single time you may actually win, you get rewarded. New weapons, new guns, and I'm sure eventually down the line, new cosmetics. Even if you are not successful and you end up dying, you still receive something for your trouble, but the longer your hunter lives, the stronger he will become. Everything from faster stamina regeneration to more health, so maybe you can take one extra hit from someone's gun or a rabid dog. Even with these PvP aspects in the game, I have yet to feel that anything is actually overtuned or underpowered. You receive cash, and with that cash, you get everything in the game. From hiring new hunters to buying med packs to bring into the field. Maybe you want to buy 15 sticks of dynamite and just throw it at the boss all game long. Molotov cocktails, pistols with minigun-esque chain bullets, double action shotguns, machetes, knives, the list goes on and on. All eventually creeping you towards being more and more powerful. I feel endgame nowadays is severely lacking in many departments, and this is just half of the gear and equipment that they actually allow you to get in the alpha. If this is any indication of what they plan on implementing into the game, I think we are in for a long and great ride. I give Hunt Showdown a 7 out of 10. I guess the most important question to ask is it fun? And the answer is a resounding yes. It's addicting and it's difficult in all the right ways. It rewards you for playing well and being careful of your surroundings, and wants you to think of each engagement as something that may kill you, because honestly, it just may. Carefully making your way across the terrain, lining up that perfect shot, or running for your life all feel great. Things need work, the combat, the balance of certain guns and hero perks and abilities, but this is just an alpha, and I want to give most things a pass. It's a work in progress. I say this a lot, but this game has potential. They have all the core gameplay elements down, and they are fun and engaging. It is a different spin on the Battlegrounds game, bringing a bit of PvE and new environmental hazards that we haven't seen in most games. It may not be for the hardcore PvE crowd or the hardcore PvP crowd, as they are two polar opposites, but maybe Hunt Showdown has found that hazardous middle ground. It is eerie, unnerving, spine-chillingly unadulterated fun. Are you ready for the hunt? Thank you so much for watching my review of Hunt Showdown. It's available on Steam right now. All footage that you just saw was from before this pre-release, so the graphics and the frame rate and stuff may have improved. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, please comment, and please subscribe. TikTak out.